All right, this is Rich Carey. This is a Rich on Money show, and I'm doing my second video in sort of a 2-video series about TSP loans. I did a video on what the TSP loan is. Now I'm doing the video on should you take out a TSP loan, which I don't think you should. So you could stop watching now if you want to save a lot of time. Just don't take out the loan and save yourself a lot of time. All right, you want to hear more. You want to know why I'm saying that. So let's get into it. Well, I'm going to say the advantages of using the TSP loan first. But first, let me say who I am. Rich Carey, richonmoney.com. That's my website. I help military members and veterans kick ass with money. I do that with talking about real estate, talking about investing, talking about saving, and living an awesome life. If you like this video, subscribe, comment, and help me out. Let's dive into this. Should you take out a TSP loan? No, you should not. But let's talk about this for a second. Let's not just take Rich at face value. I want to take a loan on my TSP, and I want to do something cool with it. I want to buy Bitcoin. I want to buy a house with it and make tons and tons of money. So I think Rich Carey is wrong. Advantages of using a TSP loan. You are paying interest to yourself. So the loan is free to you outside of a nominal $50 administrative fee. That is true. That's a cheap loan. And you're paying the interest to yourself. So really you're getting that money back. You avoid the 10% penalty on an early withdrawal from retirement accounts. If you weren't 59 and a half yet, or you hadn't separated from federal service, you would have gotten stuck with that penalty. So yeah, you can take the money out early and potentially avoid these penalties if you pay everything back correctly under this program, with my understanding of how the loan works, I think. So yeah, there's some advantages there. Interest rates are competitive, and they're paid to you. I think I already said that. There is no negative impact on your credit score, even if you default on the loan, because it isn't really a loan in the sense of a bank and all that shit. You're really taking a loan to yourself. The TSP is involved, but you're not taking the loan from them. So there's no negative impact on your credit score if you screw it up. That's true. So yeah, there's some advantages here. It's easy to qualify because you don't really have to qualify. It's your money to begin with. It's just tax advantaged, and you're potentially screwing it up by messing around with it and loaning it to yourself. So yeah, those are the advantages of a TSP loan. What are the disadvantages of a TSP loan? Are there any? Yeah, there's a few. When you borrow with traditional dollars or pre-tax traditional IRA dollars, traditional TSP dollars, or pre-tax dollars from your TSP, you have to pay yourself back with after-tax dollars. This means that to pay back $1,000 of your loan, you have to make $1,320 if you were in the 32% tax bracket. If you're at a lower tax bracket, it might be less, but you got to pay back a lot more than $1,000. So when you're paying back traditional dollars, you got to make more money to do that. It's just a disadvantage of borrowing from your TSP. You've got to pay back with after-tax dollars. Yikes. When you borrow money from your TSP, I said this in my other video. When you borrow money from your TSP, you lose all the awesome tax advantage and compounding effects of that growth for the time period that your money is not in your account. All right? You have $100,000 in your TSP. You borrow $50,000. Maybe you borrow it for 15 years because you're using it to buy a primary residence, because you need that house so bad, because you just deserve it. And so during that time period, the market experiences like this awesome takeoff. and maybe the real estate market is flat, or maybe it even declines, right? And so the value of your house is sucking for a while, and maybe the real estate market's taking off. That would be very unfortunate, because not only would you not be experiencing growth in your TSP account, but you would also not be taking advantage of the tax advantages that are also supposed to be happening in your TSP account, and that you're supposed to be taking advantage of in retirement when you need that money. So just keep that in mind. It's a big deal. Next, at a disadvantage, and you leave federal service for planned or unplanned reasons, and you've taken this loan out, and maybe something weird happens, family emergency, something crazy, you just decide, I can't do this job anymore. When you leave federal service for planned or unplanned reasons, your loan is due in 90 days. I can't come up with $40,000 in 90 days. Doesn't matter. If you can't come up with it, then it becomes a taxable distribution. You owe the income taxes, you owe the state taxes, and you owe a 10% penalty. Thank you very much. Oh, I think I got ahead of myself. That's the next disadvantage. Potential tax penalty. For some reason, you can't pay off your TSP loan, and you end up with a taxable distribution for any reason. You have an additional IRS early withdrawal penalty of 10%. On top of that, you still owe the taxes. The tax man cometh. Using a TSP loan for real estate. I've wanted to talk about this for a while. I can't remember who this was exactly, but I remember seeing on Facebook, there was some guy, I think it was a guy, I shouldn't single people out by sex like that, and he was like in some sort of a military chat room, and he was some sort of a, guru, we'll call him a guru, and it's going around saying like, hey, everybody in the military should borrow from their TSP and buy real estate, because real estate will make more money than you'll make in your TSP. And like, I did it, and you should do it too. And that was like a blanket statement. That is a horrible idea. That should never apply across the board to all military members. First, I feel like taking money out of your tax-advantaged TSP accounts to venture into the uncharted waters for a first-time investment in real estate could be a recipe for disaster. Real estate's complicated. You need to know what you're doing. The person that is enticing you into pulling money out of your TSP, you need to know a lot about this person. They need to know what they're doing. And I would severely caution you against doing something like that. Also, consider the motivations of the person that's asking you to do this. Do they need this money so that they can get their next big deal off the ground? Do they get a big commission? Are they selling like turnkey properties or something, which I'm very skittish about and I'm not a huge fan of? Ask a lot of questions of this person. Ask me. I'd be happy to give my input on this person as well. Secondly, you guys know that I'm an avid real estate investor, but I would never say take your TSP. I wouldn't even say take your Roth IRAs or your normal IRAs, or take your 401ks, convert that into real estate. I would never say that. You need to max out your IRAs, max out your TSPs, max out your retirement accounts, and then when those are maxed out, then separately save money and invest in real estate. If you want to, and if you understand the risks, and if you have the training, and if you have the stomach for it. That's what I say. TSP accounts are supposed to be for your retirement, and they're sacred, and they should not be used as entrepreneur funds. That's what I think. Take it or leave it. That's how I feel. Find some other place to get the money from. Ask your grandma if she has an IRA that you could raid. I'm kidding. Don't do that. I have an article, How to Get a VA Loan. I have an article, How to Invest with VA Loans. It's becoming very popular tens and tens of people read it every day. I wish that wasn't a joke, but maybe someday it won't be. Paying off high-interest credit card, student loans, other debt. I hear this advice as well. You can use this TSP loan benefit to get rid of your high-interest credit card debt. Nope, you can't. I mean, you could, but that'd be a bad idea. Same thing. This is it's a sacred account. It's for your retirement. If you're going to be like, oh, this money, it's cheap. It's like 2%, and my credit card debt's 20%. Do not get in the habit of taking your retirement money and thinking that it's going to save you with your overspending on your credit cards. Have the discipline to pay that money off from other sources. Because if you get in the habit of robbing your TSP to supplement your overspending habit on your credit cards, you will eventually have no TSP. It's a psychological problem if you're going to allow yourself to use your TSP to pay off your credit cards. Don't do it. It won't work. You'll retire poor, and you'll try to blame me, and I'll laugh at you. Okay, so Bitcoins and IPOs. Here's my advice on that. I'm also going to laugh at you. Conclusion, I listed the advantages and disadvantages. Don't use it. Don't use it in almost any circumstance unless it's a family emergency and it is worth putting your retirement money at risk. I don't like it. Don't use it. The 401k has the same option for borrowing against it. Same advice applies. Just don't use it. Thanks, everybody. If you liked this video and if you thought I wasn't a total asshole, please subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know your situation. Let me know where you're listening, watching from, and peace out.